All right, what can I say more than we had a great interview. Love Zee. Um, Excellent bass player. Just a good dude. We just had a blast, to be honest with you. Um, I'm having a shitty day today, which I won't go into too much, but it's just one of those days. You have them sometime, right? Don't you? I mean, isn't it? I know they say musicians sometimes have shittier days sometimes, or more ups and downs, and I think that's true. I'm not trying to complain about my life. Boo hoo, Mr. Scialdone. Um, and that's not any reflection on this interview because, like I said, we had a blast. And this monologue right here that I'm doing is not the same. Was not recorded on the same day as the interview with Zee. On a lighter note, Zee and I, and also Dave Snedeker and Pete Franchell have been working on this album actually behind the scenes for a while, and really excited about you hearing it. And it's not done. We're going to do the whole thing. We're going to have it all done up just right, and it's been a really cool process. And glad to have Zee on board with it. Zee is in Street Rock Mafia, great band. They had a CD come out not too long ago. Check that shit out. And actually, I'm going to be doing an interview with A.O. Anthony Owens coming up as well. So I'm not even going to spend any more time. Let's just get into the interview. All right. Thank you very much for checking out Music and Beyond. This is episode 5 with Zee.
What's up, everybody? We have the wonderful, and I say wonderful on all these. I'm not going to say it. That's the last time I'm going to say it.
You need new adjectives.
Today. Yeah, I need a new one. But we have the talented Mr. Anthony Zee Donaldson.
Hi, Max.
How you doing, man?
Doing great. You have a lovely studio here.
Well,
I feel like you're having a fishing pole and go fishing right now. It's got like a camp feel to it. I love it.
There's always time.
I feel like I'm at camp right now. It's nice.
Well, I think that was what our goal was to come here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it's cozy. It's great. I love it.
Keeping it like a camp in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Totally.
That's what it looks like.
The Seavers used to stay here. Growing pains.
Yeah.
So what's good, buddy? How we doing? This is great. You got this podcast set up. I'm thinking it's not going to be like you and Dallas were so monotone, and this is Dallas Shepard, and I play guitar and I ball, and like I have perfect testicles.
Now you're breaking.
But now well, I can break his balls. I love the kid to death,
Fine.
But let's get some energy in this place, dude. let's talk loud. Let's let's boom. Plus, I'm jacked up on coffee and caffeine. And
way
everything.
too jacked. He gets here. He's like, I had 100 coffees already, and then we went to the store and he bought a double shot espresso.
And boom, I'm Robin Williams right now.
We're making coffee now, so used to be in the early days it was alcohol. Now it's coffee.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I know it's.
Let's have some coffee, man. I gotta keep going. That's what I gotta do. Well,
here we go, jumping off subjects already. I knew this was going to happen. It's like, what happens when two ADD motherfuckers get together and start to have a conversation?
Yeah, so prepare.
Absolutely nothing.
Well, a lot will seem like it's happening, but every single conversation will get unfinished.
Right. And you can bet your sweet ass on that. So for all you ADD people out there, you really enjoy this one. For you're not, you're probably not going to enjoy it at all. I feel like listening to these two goofs.
I think it would make a person that's very ADD have trouble like keeping it together. You know what I mean? They'd be like, they get then they'd be all spaced out, and then they'd walk around the rest of the day like not finishing things at their house and shit. You know what I mean?
You just described my life.
I think I'm gonna go and clean up my guitars. I think I'll shower. No, I'm gonna eat something first. Well, let me have coffee get started.
Hey, look, get the kitty.
Hey, look, let's go outside. Somebody's calling. Hold on, I'm gonna go out.
Oh, I gotta check my Facebook.
And then you're on YouTube for 4 hours.
So you want to get started?
So what's going on? So you have a band, Street Rock Mafia.
Mhm.
What's going on with that? How's that going?
Going great, man. We released our EP back in April.
Which
and,
was sounds great.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Got to give a shout out.
Great party.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It was a lot of fun, actually. Got to give a shout out to Big Blue North and Jeff Adderman. He did a great job with the album, and we love you, Jeff. You know, he did a phenomenal job. We always consider him the extra member of the Mafia, you know. But we released that in April, and we just been kind of coasting along. You know, I have been slacking on the gigs lately because I've been busy working. You know, when the Rolling Stones call you up and K-Rockathon and stuff like that call you up to ask you to come work.
Did you work at K-Rockathon?
You go do that. Yeah, I was there at the K-Rockathon this weekend.
You got to take me along on one of these journeys.
Yeah, it's quite the journey for sure. But it was interesting. It was cool. We had a good time. You know, it's work.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Did you get to meet any cool dudes?
My job was the runner, so I got to bring the bands back and forth to their hotel, to the venue and stuff. So I had to bring Ben from Breaking Benjamin in. He didn't know what state it was. He goes, "Hey, man, let me ask you a weird question, but what state are we in right now?"
Are you serious?
I swear to God. And I'm like, "Well, we're in New York right now." He goes, "Oh, what part of New York?" I'm like, "Syracuse." He goes, "Oh, yeah, I remember now. Okay."
I know.
Like it all clicked. He goes, "You got to forgive me, tour life." I'm like, "Yeah, you know," but when they're on the road that long, you know, by that time you get pretty burnt. You
don't know where the hell you are.
You don't know where the hell you are, and all the stages and venues all look the same after a while, you know.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, man.
I was, I unfortunately missed the K-Rockathon this year, but I saw all those bands in Ohio, so I have seen all of them.
You know that Nothing More band. You know, I know you guys in the Shadow played with them recently.
Yeah, they're a great
It's
band.
a great band. Great band.
We're playing with them on the 8th.
Are you?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
In Albany, or
Upstate Concert Hall.
Old Northern Lights here,
Yeah.
Upstate Concert Hall.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The strip mall.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they should call the place, the strip mall.
It is. Yeah, it kind of is a strip mall, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I've seen some shows there. You know, when it's so packed in there, you can't really see if you're all the way in the back. So it kind of makes it a little unenjoyable.
I saw Opeth there.
And it was packed?
He couldn't move.
You couldn't move.
I honestly, I didn't even want to be there. Well, I mean, I wanted to be there, of course, for the music, but it was so bad that I remember, I think I didn't go to the bathroom the whole time or anything like that. The whole night. And, because you couldn't. And if you had a decent spot, you had to stay. And,
that's when you need a colostomy bag.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely. Well, yeah, I mean.
Your studio makes weird noises.
I thought that was your lady coming back.
Yeah, Mom dropped me off at school today.
She dropped you off. You guys play nice.
Well, she's on vacation this week, so I was like, you know what? Max lives near the lake. Go float around in the lake, and I'm going to go talk to Max for the next 3 hours about pretty much absolutely nothing. So,
why don't you go float around out the lake for a little while?
She loves it though, man.
Yeah.
I love her. She's the best.
I'll be honest with you. We went on the lake once this summer.
Really?
I feel like we were like, let's do what we've always wanted to do and try to go live near a lake, and then we can really go and do that like every Sunday and go and just really enjoy, have a little barbecue.
Right.
That's all I've been doing is working though.
Yeah.
Which I'm grateful for, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started this, and then this has been, editing and then doing the interviews and connecting the interviews and stuff like that. I have an interview every day this week.
That's great though. You're busy.
Yeah,
being busy is good, and this is a good thing you're doing, Max. I salute you in doing this because it's a cool thing, and it seems like podcasts are huge now. I've been listening to like Joe Rogan's podcast for years, and I listen to like Chris Jericho, and I listen to a couple other podcasts and stuff.
Joe Rogan is the man.
He's the man. He is, and there's a bunch of great podcasts. In fact, last night I just listened to Chris Jericho interview Stuart Copeland from The Police. And it's
yeah.
a great interview. And so podcasts are really, really taking off.
Hopefully you'll be listening to this one in a couple days.
I probably won't be listening to this.
I'm not
one
going
at
to
all.
listen to this shit.
I'll share it and like it, but I'm not going to listen.
I think actually, considering, I think it's been pretty fluid, I guess. You know, nice and flowing.
We're flowing, brother.
Yeah, we're flowing.
Flowing on caffeine.
Yeah, that's true. So, Street Rock, you guys put the album out.
Mm-hmm.
What's the album called again?
Music is life.
Music is Life. A great party, by the way.
Thank you.
It was an excellent party.
It was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of preparation. And
Glad I got to come.
I'm glad you got to come, too.
I wasn't going to be able to
You're
either.
one of the few surprises that I had. I had a couple of them, and Sam Kinner just showing up with a saxophone, and I had no idea about it. They were making plans behind my back with Sam. I had asked Sam, I'm like, can you come play our CD release party? He's like, I don't know, I'm going to be a little busy. I don't know if I can make it. I said, all right, no problem. Well, AO was talking to him on Facebook and just be like, it would make Zee's day if you came, and he showed up, man. And he showed up like 5 minutes before you did. So then he showed up, then you showed up, and I was like, wow, I'm getting all these great surprises tonight. All my buddies are coming.
And I was supposed to be playing a gig, and I'm like, I want to play the gig, of course, because it's a good gig, but I was like, man, I wish I could make it to that goddamn party. And just so happened that they were like, well, I think we're going to reschedule. And normally I would be a little upset about that, but I'm like, all right, I'm going to see Zee.
That's good.
Man.
Nice, man.
Came down, and everybody was there. Nine Ball was there.
Masons,
yeah.
your old mates, Copper Vein
the old
clones.
mates from the autumn quarter, two
Well, now it's only two guys from Autumn Fire now.
2/5 of Autumn Fire. Was it just?
Yeah.
It's just.
It's just Nate and
Yoshi.
Yeah.
And then a couple other guys.
Jason and Adam.
Jason and Adam. Yep. Yep.
Great band though. I love Masons.
Oh, yeah.
Great
Oh, yeah.
friends
Yeah, yeah.
and I love those dudes so much.
Yeah. So now you put out the album, and you had the USBs. That was really cool.
Thank
I
you,
thought
man.
that was killer. You have it on right now?
I always bring one
Carry
with
it
me
with me wherever
because
I go.
do you?
Well, I think it's in my car. Yeah, but
Well, for two reasons I carry it wherever I go. One, there's an extra gig of space on there just in case I need something put on
some
there.
shit on
Or
there.
two, I usually carry one around that I like to give them away every now and then. Like if I see someone that's
Oh, yeah.
deserving of one,
Oh, yeah.
like here, take it.
yeah. You
So-
said you did that at the K-Rock Land, didn't you?
No, actually, I gave my CD to Richie Sambora.
Do you have
from
hard
Bon
CDs?
Jovi. Yeah, we do have hard CDs. We got them probably about a month ago. So,
I didn't know that.
yep.
I'd like to get one.
Absolutely.
Like with a book and everything, the whole jam.
It's
you know
not
what I
really
mean,
a book,
cover
but
and all that.
it opens up. Yeah,
That's what I
it
mean, like
opens up.
a CD with the art on it, and then the
Yep.
whatever on the it's like a cardboard like sleeve kind of thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some artwork by my friend Meecher May, and it's a cool little cover and whatnot, and then
You'll have
our
to-
logo on the
You'll
front.
have to send me one in the mail,
Yeah, we will.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
send
of
you
course.
one. We'll put it. It costs $1.25 in postage.
and then you just say, hey, thanks for having me on the show, and
Here's your gift. We have some lovely partying gifts for you in the back.
we have some parting gift, man. Thanks, man. I have a parting gift for you. You leave with a horrible stomach ache from all the coffee you had today.
I'm good actually right now.
I know, but we got 2 more cups coming, so
Boom. Lucky listeners.
yeah. He'll be fine. So
See, your thing keeps going out. You should just write them out, hardcore.
I did.
Just put them out.
They are written.
Yeah, but they keep going out.
Well, I like to. I add new questions every time.
I gotcha.
Like last night, actually, we did a impromptu.
Is it working now? Yeah. Okay, we got levels.
Oh, we're on the board.
All right.
So now, what else is going on with you besides street rock and what's happening? Like where were you that you said you were gone for like the whole month of July, weren't you? Pretty much.
Yeah. I did
Let's talk about that.
a 7-day stint with the Rolling Stones.
Like
Doing
like
well, I was the
behind
runner.
bars?
Yeah, I was the runner for AEG, which is like the second largest promoter in the world. It's like Live Nation and AEG.
Nice.
So I was the runner for them, kind of running around doing stuff for them. I went to Home Depot like 45 times.
Hey.
With the Bed Bath and Beyond, did they get liquor stores and stuff like that. I spent like $3,000 of their money. It was cool. It was a great great experience.
Doing that, though?
I did, and I didn't.
Was it intense though?
It's corporate rock is what it is, and it's a whole different ballgame than from what we're used to doing, because they hired, the crew that I work with. And
I'm just a small time guitar player.
And so when we do shows, it's kind of fun, When you're working for the corporate rock world, it's not really,
They're throwing money around at you,
man.
Probably. They're probably like, get what they probably say is, get what I need.
Get what I need, right? And that's what you do.
And
I take care of them, and I drove them back and forth to the airport and to the hotels and stuff like that. So I was pretty much like a chauffeur for a week, and it was great. It was a great experience. I saw 4 songs, but the 4 songs that I saw were phenomenal. It was cool.
People?
Yeah, it was sold out. They sold out Ralph Wilson Stadium.
What was this? Wilson Stadium?
Yeah, in Buffalo.
Okay.
And they sold it out.
I love the Stones.
Yeah, man. And you know what? I'll tell you, man. The 4 songs
they can still get it.
They play awesome now. I mean, they're just on top of their game right now.
Yeah.
At 75 years old. But them British motherfuckers, none of them die.
They don't die ever.
No, look at them. David Bowie, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin.
David, you don't see. You'll never
Black Sabbath. Ozzy will never die.
You'll never see David Bowie again, though.
No.
Well, he doesn't want to come out. He's like, he's putting out music still. Like he just put out he said 2 albums in the past few years. I know that I'm touching upon the David Bowie situation. I'm a huge David Bowie fan.
Right.
It's pretty much my top 10 of all time favorite things musically, which you didn't know that.
I did not know that about you.
Because
I learn something new about you every time I talk to you.
I think that's true.
It is.
There's too many things, but no longer. It's not a secret. I love David Bowie. He's the coolest dude there is. I think one of them. And he's so cool that he's like, nah, I think I'm just gonna hide. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna come out. I don't need to. Everybody will still like me, and they will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't even have to go out and play or do nothing, which is so ridiculous, because anyone else does that and they're fucked. You know what I mean? Him, and they're like, yeah, I get it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I do. That's the fucking thing, is I do get it. He's like, no, I'm just, you shut your mouth. Anyways, move on from that.
Man, I got to describe to the listeners what kind of coffee cup you gave me. You gave me a bunch of polar bears in different sex positions. That's what I'm drinking out of. It's a coffee cup of polar bears having sex. Are you serious right now? God, what goes on up here at camp?
Polar bears fucking. Polar bears fucking, basically.
All right, so I'm sorry.
I'm glad that...
the ADD's kicking in again.
That was my intention, to get that. I always give it to people when they come here to see if they notice. And you're the first person that noticed. And not only are you the first person that noticed, you noticed while we were on recording.
Right.
We were recording.
And this one, the one polar bear's got the other polar bear in the figure 4 leg lock, but he's inside of her. 2, this one's doing that's just missionary right there. 69. That's some 69 shit going on. Wow, this is a strange
69.
mug, man.
There's another 69 if you keep turning.
Yeah, it's a strange mug. So back to the music.
Back to the music. I was going to say, so what else is going on with you? What's happening musically?
Well, we got a couple gigs coming up. August 15th, we're over at the Paper Mill Island with Badfish, the Sublime tribute band. Huge, awesome venue out in Baldwinsville.
Great band.
Great band. This will be our second time with them. We played with them at the Westcott back in February. Great time. And then the UMAF will be at the Utica Music and Arts Fest. And we got a bunch of other things that I just got to tie up some loose ends and make sure I lock some things down. But we'll be coming out hard in the fall for sure. Swinging. Yeah. Swinging for the fences. Swing. Better swing.
Hey, rocks. How did you? How did that band come to be? How did Street Rock come to be? It's because I remember it happening, and then it was just there.
Yeah,
I don't-
that's how it kind of happened. Actually, it all happened so fast,
Well,
and it,
who's,
like this
who's
band.
the originaters of it? Like,
Well, me.
who's in the band? First
All
of
right,
all,
first you have Anthony Owens,
Yep.
AO, as our lead vocalist, and then Chris Mandry on drums.
Crispy Chris.
And honestly, we're looking for a guitar player, as a matter of fact.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, Ryan from Copper Vein Clones has been filling in for us, and he's been doing great. So, and it's cool that he learned our songs and stuff like that, so I don't have to cancel gigs, and it still sounds great. And,
Yeah.
But we are actually actively looking for a guitar player, so if you know anybody. But the thing is, dude, what I've noticed, and we've tried out some people so far, and there's just too many metal players around. I need somebody who could shred, don't get me wrong, and I love metal, but I need somebody who can funk it up, too.
You need to be able to groove.
We need to groove. We need to funk it up, and it's been a little difficult, and it's hard to fill Gabe's shoes. Gabe Orem, who recorded on the EP and started
Why did
playing
he?
with
Where
us.
did he go? Why did he?
Gabe's got some. He's busy. He's busy enough. Yeah, he's got some shit. No, I love him to death, man. And Gabe's been a long time friend of mine. But it's just he wanted to do other things, and he's got a family and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and he just got a real job, a big boy job. So it's kind of hard for him to do both and really focus on this. So. We love you, Gabe. And Gabe's the man, and I'm so happy and thankful to be playing with him. And we recorded a great album and stuff like that. So, but those are big shoes to fill too. Because Gabe's a phenomenal player, and trying to find someone to fill Gabe's shoes has been a little difficult locally.
Yeah. Well, I could. I think it's always hard to fill someone's shoes, especially because you establish. You establish something out of that. You know what I mean? You get the. You get the whole, like, this is how it started and this is how it sounds, and you can almost never like recreate that sound.
Right.
As much as you try, and it's like, it's weird, and then you feel like, he's not the guy. He's not the guy who's in the band. Even though if they were probably good, you still might feel a little, like a new guy comes in and you say, oh, he's not, and you're. Not saying that that's what the guy is, but I'm just saying that's that feeling of
it's filling
replacement,
shoes,
yeah.
right? The filling shoes part,
Yeah.
But to get back to your question, I was doing sound for Sickenburger one night. It was Halloween, and that's when I met AO. And this was a few years ago, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. I can't remember what day it was. But anyways, I did sound for his band. He had this thing called One Fresh Set where him and his brother was rapping over his CD. And I saw these guys. I was blown away. I was like, you guys are great, but you need some energy. Like, rapping over a CD ain't going to cut it,
Yeah.
And that's... I could see it over a DJ or whatever. Some
Yeah.
hip-hop artists do it that way. But
Spin.
live music is where it's at. Live band. Let's get some bass and,
That's what
and
this
some
whole thing's
drums
about.
underneath your butt, and let's spit some shit.
That's what this whole.
So he
thing's
came
about.
over, and we started writing some music together, and then got Chris Mandry in the band soon after, and it's been quite the ride ever since, for sure. And our first gig was March of last year. Was it 2014? March of last year at the Old Columbia was our first gig. So this band is fairly still in infancy.
Yeah.
And I love it, and we love each other. That's
Yeah.
the good thing is like we actually get along, and there's great communication, and it's a tight-knit group for sure.
Rhyming.
Rhyming and stealing, yo.
Yep. I like that. It's the Beastie Boys.
Mhm.
I am most ill because I'm rhyming and stealing.
Most illest.
Yeah. That was a great band.
Great band.
That was
Great band.
I actually.
R.I.P. MCA.
Yeah. I'll let a little on that. That was one of my favorites growing up.
Oh, me too.
And I'm not a hip hop fan.
I'll tell you, the License to Ill came out.
And that shit was awesome.
I was in 6th grade when that came out, and just really starting to find my niche.
I can't say I'm not a hip hop fan, but what I'm saying is it's not normally my thing. But during that time, it was.
Yeah, right.
It was.
That
It was
album
great.
changed my life.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That changed my life at 12 years old, 11 years old, or whatever I was.
mine
It changed
was-
my life.
Mine was all. I liked all of it. I can't even.
Oh, absolutely.
What did you say? You said License to Ill.
License to Ill,
It
yeah.
was License to Ill, and I even liked the space one they did. The intergalactic.
Right.
What was that one album called?
Intergalactic, planetary.
Planetary, intergalactic.
Yeah. That was all their stuff is
All that
great.
shit was
all their
good.
stuff is great, and they always they stayed true to who they were too.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. The whole time.
Uh-huh.
It got and
You got to respect that.
yeah, that was the good shit.
Yeah.
But it really was really good too. It was just like
I kind of want to go on a couple-day binge on it. You know what I mean? You know, and drive around and just
Drink a whole bunch of coffee, listen to Beastie Boys.
and just pull up somewhere, and you're like, and they're gonna like next to someone be like, "Yo, what up?" So that's cool, though. So let's talk about you.
You want to talk about me?
Let's talk about you. Let's get weird.
All right. You want to take my shirt off?
Yeah. He's taking his shirt off right now. We're sitting at a table. He's got a cup of coffee with Bears fucking taking his shirt off. Long beard. This is nice.
What do you call two bears fucking?
Two bears fucking?
Two bears fucking.
I don't know.
Two fucking bears.
Two fucking bears. I don't know why I laugh so hard.
I don't know. Go ahead. What do we want to talk about me? You want me to lay on the couch, dig deep like you're my psychiatrist or something?
Yeah, he's laying. We're gonna have him lay on the couch. We got that leather couch with just a little part where you put your head up a little bit on the end. How was the writing process when you were working together? Like, how did it work? What'd you do? What was the dynamic?
A lot of these, the first time, most of those licks are mine that I've had for years.
Bass grooves.
Yeah, just stuff that I've had for years. And AO just put some stuff to it, and it's like, wow, I've had this shit for 10 years.
Yeah.
To see it actually grown 10 years later or something, It was just beyond me. It was cool. And as far as the other writing process, we'll just get together in the basement and just start grooving, man. That's how really a lot of our songs.
The other writing process?
Yeah, that's usually how our songs start to come alive.
Oh, all of you.
We get together in the basement and we just start jamming, man.
Make something, and then he comes up with some rhymes, and
who knows? However I'm feeling that day, it could be like some slow groove or anything. That's the beauty about street rock is everybody has so many different influences in this band. Mandry's grew up on metal. I grew up on metal. I grew up on classic rock.
Yeah.
My mom listened to Motown and Michael Jackson. But my dad listened to the Beatles and Led Zeppelin, so I had the best of both worlds growing up, And the same thing with Mandry, too. And AO, we're still trying to teach him some music here and there. But we definitely have our influences,
I like that.
And that's the cool thing about the band is that we could just get together and put our influences out there,
Yeah. And I like that about AO, though, is that, maybe he's not into, like, the rock, like, as much as you guys are, but I feel like he's like you could tell he's into what he's into.
Oh, he loves
for
it.
real.
Right.
And he loves it.
Yeah.
And that right there, I think is, I don't know. I've always appreciated a passion when people are passionate about what they're doing, and they're very
definitely passionate in everything he does.
Yeah, and just and you could see it too. He puts it out there on stage.
Super high energy. He's in the crowd dancing. He does his thing, man. It's definitely a high energy show, and it's and he sets the tone.
Yeah,
he does. He sets the tone of every gig for us.
Yeah. the whole time I got that Beastie Boys song stuck in my head, like in the background. It's like, I am more still, and I'm robbing and stealing. I gotta get that out. Each episode we've had the Ice Machine comes to visit, and that was very short-lived, that one.
I think we should have done this out on the swings, actually. That would be kind of fun.
We took the picture on the swing. That's going to be the up picture on YouTube that we put it on there.
Cool.
And the picture of the episode is me and you on the swing, and me like, what the fuck are you doing? When I'm on the swing, too. That's what, but just a quick detour, and I haven't done this yet on this episode. This will be the fifth episode that I've recorded so far, and I haven't really touched upon it yet. But this isn't about taking things super seriously. This is about having a good time. This is really about music is at the core. And I didn't mean to take your episode and go off topic just for a moment and just really put it out there. But I think you bringing up the swings thing, like we were having a fucking blast. You know why? Because that's what we do.
Because I'm still a kid.
I don't have to. Yeah, me too. I'm going to embrace that. I think that there's a lot of seriousness. There's a lot of bullshit going on in the world, and maybe we'll touch a little bit upon that
in some of these episodes, but not
Not with me, you're not.
no.
I don't do politics and I don't do religion.
No.
Those are the two things I don't do. I won't talk. I'll walk out if you want to start talking about politics. I can't stand politics.
No, what I mean is I can't promise someone else won't bring it up. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to bring it up.
Right.
That's not. I'm about what's funny and what's musical. That's what this is about. What's supposed to be music. It's supposed to be about music and funny and having a good conversation, catching up. And what's the best about it is we actually didn't have any real conversation before this. For you were out there texting on the porch and on the phone and doing whatever, and then our conversation started here, so it's nice and fresh and good, and that's a good thing. And like I said, that's what this is all about. It's like,
organic, brother.
Well, there's people in the area I think that do a really great job. There's a lot of good music around, and
absolutely.
And I feel like we're not. On the whole, I feel like we're not connected with each other.
And I'll tell you why.
And I think that we should be. And I think it upsets me. I feel like we should all be, we should all...
we're in this together type of thing?
Well, we are.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's a lack of venues, man. There's a lack of venues in this. You could go to Varick Street if you're playing a cover band, and you can play, but they won't open the doors to any of the original music down there because they don't want to take a chance. They don't want to hear... They don't know. People want to hear "Don't Stop Believing" every week. That's what they want to do. They want to hear "Crazy Bitch" every week, and people around here are sheep, brother. They don't know how to think outside the box. But I will say this: it has started to come around a little bit more, though. That people you could see around town in Utica. There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, and I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, let's say, for instance, there was a venue. Another new venue on Varick Street that opened up where they had all original music. Mm-hmm. Which I'm fine with original music or cover. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I do both.
Right.
I enjoy music in any shape or form. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, would everyone go? Would the place fill up with people if there was this new venue that everyone only played original music? I don't think so. I think that is a big problem too. I think that is you can't get enough people to want to go. So if there is a venue that tries, you know what I mean, to have that, I feel like you're not, the people aren't going there to keep it going. And and I don't mean to I don't even want to get too far into that whole topic, but I mean, I just feel like, that's, I'm not saying that that's all I'm saying is that seems like that could be an issue. Uh-huh. Or that could be a reason why too, because you're not getting enough. When there are shows like that, you don't get enough people to come and do it and check it out.
It's like when we play, we try to make it an event and put a couple bands on that we're friends with.
Right,
and
you make it a thing.
You make it a thing, right? And that's how it works for us. Is you're making an event, you put a couple bands on, you put bands on that are going to help you promote for one, because how many times have you played with other bands that just don't even mention it? Or
they don't
just,
say a word about it.
Show up or don't advance the show or don't even know what's going on. They just show up and think they're going to set up and play, and that's it. You got to put the work in, fellas. That's what it's about.
I firmly believe if you don't tell people about what you're doing, don't be surprised if they don't know.
Right.
Because they're not going to know if you don't tell them.
If you don't tell them, right.
I post about the podcast. I had it on YouTube. I got it on SoundCloud, and I'm going to tell people about it. And some people I would hope they don't, get frustrated or, get sick of me posting about it. But that's what I want to do. I want to tell people what I'm doing, and that's what I have.
Right.
And I tell them in person too, and stuff like that. I'm doing shows, and I'm doing, albums, and I'm doing the podcast and things like that. So. And not trying to make this about me, but I think that you gotta. What seems to be not going on is people talking about stuff, and I just this is this whole thing going to change the world? Maybe not, but if it can make it a little bit better, then I think that would be great. And just that we're all in. It doesn't matter cover bands. Original musicians, doesn't matter. Musicians, people, music, you know what I'm saying? All of it. And there's so much, again, this isn't, me trying to change the world, but just,
do your thing, boy.
Bring it together, exactly.
Do your thing.
So, all right, but anyways, enough with all that. But we did cover some good topics there, I think. But I mean, right? I mean, you had the electric company. And you had some great fucking years there.
great years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah, and I mean, how did you enjoy that? How was that?
I mean, yeah. I always look
Where
at the
we
EC.
met.
There was I always look at the EC was broken up in the first 6 years were awesome. Awesome. Some of the best. I can't remember most of those years,
right.
but I mean they were great, And then the last 4 years is when it became really stressful and stuff.
A lot of work.
Well, no, it wasn't even the work. It was more. What happened was
Things were going wrong.
we had a
Hard to-
landlord that went into bankruptcy and lost the building, and we ended up getting a new landlord, and a new landlord that really didn't want to do anything with the building. Didn't want to fix. I mean, we had rain falling down on electrical panels, and he wouldn't fix the thing. I mean, the guy was straight up scumbag, slumlord. I couldn't deal with it anymore, man. When I'm screaming at him, telling him I'm going to freaking kill him and stuff like that over the phone, that's when I lost it. And it's like, I've had enough. It's time to hang it up, man.
Yeah.
It's time to hang it up. And we had a great run.
That's when you know shit went too far.
Yeah, man. That and a bunch of other things that attributed into the factor. But it was time to get out, and I knew it was time to get out.
Yeah.
And actually, I love not being there now. I do. I love it.
It's free. Probably.
It's free. I can do the things I want to do. I love my life. I love.
And you go places a lot
I go
now.
places a lot. I love being home too. I love being home with Tori and the dogs and just chilling out.
Yeah.
And I never got to do that. I never watched Saturday Night Live. I haven't seen Saturday Night Live since I was in high school or something. And I watch Saturday Night Live if I'm around though. If I'm not working.
If you're around, yeah.
Or if I'm not gigging or something.
Yeah.
But. Shit like that. It's the little things, Max. It's the little things.
Now if we, Saturday Night Live though, that's this is a very ADD conversation.
Oh yeah. Well, if I had the EC, I wouldn't be up here. I wouldn't be able to come up here. I'd be too busy running around doing stuff.
You wouldn't be able to answer the phone
Yeah.
probably.
Plus, if I was at the EC and you were interviewing me, I'd probably be an asshole.
Why? Because you're just being a bad mood?
Yeah, just a bad mood, stressed out, or something like that. A lot of my friends say they've seen a difference in me since.
Just happier
Since I've closed.
and
Yeah, totally happier.
easier to talk to.
Easier to talk to, whatever.
Just seem to be in
I'm
the
more
game.
approachable now, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, at least it happened, and at least it was.
Man, I'll tell you, and
at least it was a good chunk of time too.
And I'm glad I get this a lot. People call.
You don't regret it.
I don't regret a damn thing, and I had some of the greatest times of my life, and I met some great people, and I still get it to this day. Like, we love the EC. I had it the other day when I was working the Dark Star show. Some kid came up to me randomly. I've never met him before, but he told me a story that him and I hung out, and it refreshed my memory a little bit. And I'm like, I love hearing that stuff, And I'm like, I'm glad I left a mark on people, I'm glad I left a mark on people. It's kind of cool.
That's cool, man.
You're cool, Max.
I'm cool?
Yeah, dude. Let's talk about you for a second.
Nah.
When's the next Into Shadow show?
Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This Saturday.
Oh.
And then next Saturday. And then we won't be, I don't know what we're doing for a little while.
Okay.
Taking a little hiatus. I guess we're going to be writing a new album.
Cool.
We're writing it. And then maybe, hopefully we can start recording it maybe by winter.
Excellent.
And,
I'll give you a little time. I got a band for you can come play with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. All
I have a
about
side
that.
project for you, Max.
Oh, we already have the side project. It's there already. You want to talk about that?
Do you want it? We could talk about that. I don't know.
We can.
Are we allowed to talk about it?
Yeah. Well, I don't want to give too much information because it's not enough to show. But there's we've been in the background working on things with myself, you, Sned, and Mr. Pete Franchell. I like to say Mr. and their first name.
Right.
Sned, but Sned just gets Sned.
Sned.
He doesn't get Dave or
No, he's
Mr.
Sned.
Dave or Mr. David or Snedeker. No, it's Dave
Right.
or it's Sned. But you know him that way though.
But he's Sned.
He's Sned. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, so we got this project. We've been working hard on this album, actually.
we're cooking it in the background. It's what's happening.
Well, like I said,
Want to make it right. It's got to be right.
There's light at the end of the tunnel, and I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
One thing I will say,
and it's yeah.
Well, I don't want to. The songs are. I'm loving the songs.
Me too.
At least I can say that.
Me
I'm
too.
like really loving the songs.
Yeah, I am too.
There's a little bit of metal in there. There's a little bit of a lot of things in there. There's
Got like
of,
a little 90s grunge feel to it, maybe
little.
Filter, a little Soundgarden, but it's also got some weird Pink Floyd-esque
but
type stuff
not
too.
enough to be that though.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
not enough to be any of that.
Well,
it's just a little taste of all that.
And it's everybody's influences coming out in the songs too.
But there's also just kind of a metal tone. No speed metal really, but
right.
It's heavy and dark and sad and sometimes uplifting and bright and beautiful and
it's a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah,
it really
definitely.
is.
And
I'm just like to unleash this album on everybody.
It's going to take a little. It's going to take a little while.
Mm-hmm.
We've been kicking it around, and it's. But I'm loving the tunes, and there'll be more information on that in a later podcast.
Yeah, we'll hit you up with that. But for now,
for now, when did you start fucking playing bass?
Well,
or what instruments do you play? Do you play guitar too a little?
I started playing guitar actually as a
Just
kid.
recently, or as at first?
Yeah, growing up, my grandfather was an organist for St. Anthony's Church for like 40 years. And he was also the organist for like the Mohawk Valley Stars games and the hockey games and the Comets before the Devils came in. He'd be at the odd playing and stuff. And my dad too. My dad played.
Isn't that the piano that I bought from you?
Yeah, exactly. That was actually my father's. Actually,
That was a straight '80s.
Yeah,
piano.
straight '80s.
Like there's nothing
classic synth and it's got the flock of seagull sound to it.
While we're talking to about this, I forgot to tell you, one of the keys doesn't work on there, which sucks because
which key?
Just one of them. I don't know. I didn't go C1, and I didn't do that, but because I went to go and sell it to Big Apple, and they wanted it, and they were going to hook me up. And then they found out one key didn't work. They're like, we don't want it. That's it. Because those old ones you can't fix them. You know what I mean? Like it's expensive to fix those old ones.
Right.
But that was it's a really awesome '80s keyboard.
It definitely was '80s.
But that was a real legitimate. What is a real legitimate? We walked by it downstairs when we were on the way in.
Did we?
Yeah, that's a legitimate keyboard. I love it. You know what I mean?
Except for the one key's missing.
Well, it's not missing, but this doesn't work.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah.
growing up, they wanted me to play organ and shit. And like I said,
I'm sure you played the organ.
A little bit, not much. I didn't want to because I wanted to play drums. That's all I wanted to do was play drums. 8, 9, 7 years old, whatever, however old, I want to play drums, I want to play drums. And there was a kit downstairs, and I was able to bang out on the kit, but I heard that band Led Zeppelin for the first time, and I was right around 11, 12 years old. Now I want to play guitar. I want to be like Jimmy Page, And I wasn't any good at it. Still not any good at it. I get by.
So you started.
So I started playing guitar, and I took some lessons as a kid and stuff like that. And actually took lessons with Joe Finelli.
Oh shit.
Yeah, when I was like right around 14, 15 years old, I took lessons.
I saw
with
him recently.
Yeah,
and I thought he looked different. I was gonna say hello to him, but I was like, I didn't know if he was. We don't know each other all that much, so I was gonna be like, hey, what's up, man? But I don't know.
And then I just kind of fooled around with guitar for a while, but I didn't get back in. I didn't start playing bass probably till I was right around 20 years old, 21 years old. Was playing in a local band called Hack.
Hack?
Yeah, we were called Hack. It's just a bunch of classic rock. It was a fun band. Some guys I went to high school with. It's just kind of garage band type thing. Had a few shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's when I made the switch to bass, and then.
But Led Zeppelin was your.
Led Zeppelin was the first band. Well, no,
that was your
Kiss
shit?
was the first band I ever got obsessed with as a kid because they were like my superheroes, But musically, Led Zeppelin was the first band I ever became obsessed with. Like went out, bought all their cassettes, and just tried to learn all the stuff. And I mean, I still love Led Zeppelin to this day. They're still one of my all-time favorite bands. Yeah. So. But, that was...
Kiss fan, though, huh? I didn't know that.
Well, they were my superheroes, bro. Growing up, that was everything. Kiss...
Yeah, I feel like you really had to be around for that to really get it.
Well, that was my year. Those were my years, When they took off the makeup, I was 10 years old or something like that at the time. Yeah. Or I don't know how old or ever old. And that was, like, the biggest thing to me at the time. Oh, my God, Kiss took off their makeup.
Yeah.
But then I got obsessed with, like, thrash metal, Anthrax, Slayer, Megadeth, the Big Four, Testament,
Big top four.
I got into all that. And then that rap band, that hip-hop band, NWA came out. And that really just, that really killed it for me. And then I turned urban, yo.
Nah,
I didn't turn urban. You know what I mean? I actually that made me appreciate hip hop a lot because I was already a fan of the Beastie Boys and stuff like that. But NWA just set the bar. You know, they set the bar for like saying whatever the hell you want to say and just like really. They tormented the country forever. They definitely broke ground. Right.
And they did.
And they
some
were
shit.
such a band for a short period of time, man. They were only together 4 or 5 years.
I will say that again. I'm not. Hip hop's never been like the thing I love, but that was good shit.
Right.
There was some real good stuff
because it was real and it was raw.
It was real and it was also, raw, and it was like they were still like they were really trying to still write tunes. You know what I mean? Rap. You know, they were rapping, but they had like some good messages and stuff like that.
There were no good messages. They were just talking about what it's like to live in the hood. You know, they were preaching the real thing that was going on in their life. What was going on in their surroundings.
What I'm saying is compared to now, where it's like,
now today's pop music is horrible, bro.
That's what I mean.
It's horrible. There's nothing out there that I like these days. Nothing
of rap.
Of rap, yeah. I don't like.
Yeah.
I can't stand any of today's rap. Old school rap, I love old school rap. But 90s hip-hop is great.
Little Snoop.
Snoop, of course. Stuff like that. That's great. I love that stuff. That's the shit we grew up on. But today is just overproduced and auto-tuned, and it's just like, it's more of a fashion show than it is about the music.
Yeah, and they're saying things that make no sense and don't matter. It's all about the beat and whatever, which is cool. The beat is fine. You know what I'm saying? I always like to have a little more... you're saying something, then you gotta actually say something,
right? And play your damn instrument.
But I'm not trying to talk shit about it. It's just it definitely has changed, and it's not what it used to be for sure. And but yeah, during those times that you're referring to, I remember how big that was, and it was crazy, and just the whole. What was the first rap and rock mix song? That was the Aerosmith, right? Or no?
Well, that was the first one.
One of the big ones.
It was the Walk This Way. But actually, if you really want to consider it, Blondie was the first one to actually start rapping. She mixing rock and rap together was Blondie.
Just so nobody breaks my balls, and I got to be honest, I can't say I actually know totally all the information about this era. I'm talking as much as I can possibly remember about it.
Because you're still a young puppy.
Yeah. But no, I mean, but there was that was happening then. So you said Blondie was
right, and then Aerosmith
rapping?
Came out. Yeah, well, she had a song in the early '80s of her rapping about Fab Five Freddy and stuff like that. And then Aerosmith and.
I'm gonna have to check that.
Aerosmith and Walk This Way.
Check the proof on that.
Go check it, bro. I'm a knowledge of a lot of useless information for sure. But and then Aerosmith and
well,
DMC.
you're at the place where it's very useful. Okay. Honestly, we're in it right in this moment. That's what this is about, and that's what I want to talk about. And I enjoy it. And I've gotten talking to you about this before and stuff like this, like music and shit. We always have a good time, and so I mean that's big to me. And I mean it's kind of like a fly on the wall for a ridiculous conversation. But
I feel sorry for that fly.
Yeah. It's more like up here. It's more like a giant spider.
Tarantula.
Just waiting to bite your face while you sleep. Because we're in the woods. We're out in the woods. Anyway, so your first big things you said were Kiss and Led Zeppelin. Basically.
Yeah.
And okay. There's a big one that I had. This is the one that I like to ask a lot, and if I can try to remember it, which I remember it, but what was the first moment in time when you played for someone and you know that you nailed it, or maybe you didn't nail it, but it felt like you did, and it felt like magic, and you played music for someone, bass, guitar, drums, whatever, and you played it, and you felt them. Like it and love it.
I think every pretty much time I play.
No.
Yeah,
No.
because-
no. I'm talking about your first time.
My first time?
I'm talking about when was the first time, if you can remember, when you were just like.
I can't remember what I did yesterday. There's been many times, man.
I can remember a time which this isn't about me, but I can remember a time and I was like 16 maybe, and I played for a lot of people, before that.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like one of my first time. No, I was like 15 maybe, and I played at which I'm not gonna go into my story, but I played at I wasn't even in college yet, but I was at a college party. I was like maybe 15, something like that. 14, 15, 16, something, about 15. And I played a song after all the bands were done on the PA system, and the whole place just crowded around me and sang at the top of their lungs, and I was like, I got to do this.
Yeah, nice.
It was in Oswego.
That was the
And it was
sparking moment.
It was some frat house or something like that, and I played. I don't know where it was. Something like that. And three big bands played, like full bands played. And then afterwards, they were like, "Does anybody else play?" And I'm like, "I play a little." And I did play more, but I just, they gave me a mic and a guitar, and I played electric guitar through like a PA system, and it sounded like horrible, shitty guitar, shitty PA. And just played like Lightning Crashes by Live. And I was going to wait to tell that story because that was a big story to me. Because that was a moment where I was like,
Well, Max, I'm glad you could open up to us.
well, I watched everybody just sing at the top of their lungs, like in my face, just like losing it.
That's cool.
And that was, I think it was around the time when that song was, pretty big. And, but basically what I'm asking you is
when that first moment was?
that first moment of time where you're like, oh shit, I can do this in front of people, and you're gonna feel the buzz.
Honestly,
or you're gonna catch the bug.
I knew I could get up in front of people and do pretty much anything that I wanted at an early age. Actually.
Confidence.
Yeah, at an early age.
See, I still don't have any confidence.
There's just so many different. There's so many to get into, so many different stories, and it's not music related
You gotta
either.
have
It's
the
just
fear.
like it's. I worked for K-Rock back in '96. I was a DJ at K-Rock and worked the morning show and did some producing and stuff. And that was when we did the first K-Rockathon. Butthole Surfers and Poe and whoever else was on that. I can't remember. But I have to go up there and do announcements in front of 20,000 people and introducing people. And to hear 20,000 people scream back at you was just amazing.
Epic.
And I was like, I know I can get up
Changed
in
your
front
life.
of it. Really did. But I knew that even prior to that I could get up in front of people and do stuff. When I used to have to do like public speaking in school, in high school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
English class or something, and I'd get up there and slay it, and get A's and shit like that. But I'd get D's and everything else. But
Okay, so
but if
you
I
don't-
got up there and did some public speaking or a debate or something like that, I'd kill it,
Okay, so
But
you-
add
so-
2 plus 2, I couldn't do that.
So then your beginnings of in front of people was not necessarily about music, but it was about the act of being in front of them and just getting it in,
Right.
and having everybody getting like just going crazy,
Yeah.
and sort of a different kind of performance, like whatever it may be, and you remember that as okay. And then that was kind of like the bug of being in front. You know what I'm saying? Did you
It was
catch the
even
bug?
earlier than that, too, man. Like when I was in Columbus School, elementary school, we used to actually skip out of school and go into the bathroom. And I would go in the corner of the shower and beatbox because you get the echo and stuff like that. And everybody would rap against each other and battle. And I'd be in the corner, and then everybody would be battling each other. And that was kind of right around the time where I knew I can actually kind of perform type shit.
Yeah.
But then, right around the same time, same year, we did this talent show where it was like more of like a lip syncing competition.
But what I'm saying is when you were doing
I'm
that,
not finished yet.
No, I know. No. I'm not trying to cut you off. What I'm saying is, just to hold on to what I was asking is when you were doing that, did you see the faces on people that were watching it?
Right.
Were they like having a good time? That's what I'm
Well, when
wondering.
I did this talent show and we brought the house down,
Yeah.
at 11 years old, 12 years old or whatever, 6th grade, however old you are in 6th grade. 6th grade was a big year for me, bro.
Life was forever
So I started
changed.
masturbating.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we did that performance and did a whole talent show. It went great. People bugged out, like bugged screaming and hooting and hollering, and that was kind of at an early age. I knew I can actually.
See,
get
I
up
knew
and
we could dig
perform,
for it and find it. We dug for that and we found it though. That's what I was looking for.
It took a minute. I had to process, dude.
Well, it takes it does.
Do you know how
takes,
much resin I have on my brain?
But you know what I mean? Like you kind of peel back and you kind of go a little further back, and
Right.
then you remember a moment of time where you were just like, and that's pretty early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
early on in life.
Right on.
It took me a while to kind of pinpoint it too, and I just, and I remember too, just stuff like that, and it was so intense. The moment was so like nervous to do it, and then as soon as you like did it, and it's like, even if you killed it or you didn't kill it or whatever, you were like you once you realized it was okay and you weren't gonna fucking die, because you were like thought it was like, oh my God, I don't know, I was nervous about everything.
Of course, you get nervous.
And it was like, oh my God, and then when you realize that you're gonna be all right and everything went well and it's cool. And that feeling is like, you can't. There's no comparison,
Right. I always say it's playing in front of people, and when the energy level is there and people are giving it back as much as you're giving it out, there's no better feeling in the world. There could be 10 people in the crowd, there could be 5,000 people in the crowd, and there's no better feeling than the crowd giving you back the energy that you're putting out. It's such a great feeling. Better than sex, better than smoking weed, better than doing whatever. Playing music is how I get off, man.
Dude.
If I could play naked on stage, I would.
Red Hot
But
Chili
I'm
Peppers.
fat and hairy. Who the hell wants to see it? No one would show up.
Well, I think if you're killing it, and they'd probably still come out.
Yeah.
If you put the guitar in front of it, you know what I mean. Just as long as you hide the wang, you know what I mean.
There's no hiding the wang. He's always hidden.
What's that down by your knees, man?
That ain't it.
That's my other knee. No, but yeah, no, I agree that's there isn't another that better feeling. There just isn't. There couldn't. It. And the fucked up thing about it is I like to call it the bug. You know what I mean? Because once you have it, you're like you have to have it always.
Yeah,
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I was gonna say so. Well, if you can, which I might be hard for you. I know that it's no. I mean, it's not an easy question to answer. It hasn't. It'd be hard for me to answer sometimes. Well, I've tried to pinpoint it just because I've been doing the show, and I thought about it a lot before I started doing the show. But what was your first? Like, what was your first? Okay, you said you like Led Zeppelin and Kiss, but what was like the first thing that you saw, like something on TV or heard on the radio, and you're just like, or some guy playing guitar or a band somewhere or anything. What was the first thing that you were like your like model, sort of, where you're just like, I want to try this, I want to do this, or I want to like be. You know what I mean? Like how young were you, if you can remember? I know it's a hard one. You'll find it it's in there.
You gotta make me think. I gotta dig deep.
I mean, that's what this is all about,
All right, Max. The first thing, Kiss.
Well, so what made you go?
Kiss was like my first influence. As a kid, I looked up on the screen and saw these guys, and they were like superheroes to me. And it was like, wow, this band is like, they're huge, man. This is like a real life cartoon. This is awesome. And they play kick-ass music. Boom, that was like the really first thing that was like, man, I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
For sure, And then, of course, when you get older, and I grew up in the late 80s, in the early 90s, and like in the late 80s, the hair band thing was huge. And, Motley Crue was awesome. I was watching that video of Vince Neil hanging out with these hot strippers in the back with no shirts on in the back of a limo in a jacuzzi driving around Sunset Boulevard. I'm like, I want to do that. And of course I haven't yet.
But you've always liked that side of it, though.
Yeah. Well, no. It's
part of it, some of it. Yeah.
The perks.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't like the perks?
Right.
Who wouldn't?
I wouldn't like that.
No, not at all. But that was kind of a big thing for me, as well as just seeing like the lifestyle going on and like seeing the party action going on. And I like to have a good time.
So you've kind of always liked that the glamorous side.
No, I'm not a glam guy.
No.
Though,
I know you're not. No, I know. I mean,
I'm half a dirty hippie.
No, and I don't mean that. I mean, but that's what you saw that turned you. I know that that's not what you're. I know you.
Well,
and I know
no,
that's
and
not
the
what you're
show
about.
and the production and,
Right.
and the Tommy Lee coming out in the glass case spinning around. And,
I just mean the first thing that opened your eyes to it, and you're like, whoa.
Well, I didn't. That wasn't the first thing I seen with Motley Crue. The first
Right.
thing I seen with Motley Crue was like "Shout at the Devil" when they're
Right.
or Too Young to Fall in Love when
Yeah.
they're running around in a little
the crew.
Japanese steakhouse or whatever the hell they were. It was like a Japanese brothel, is what it was. And I mean, that was cool shit, man.
Yeah.
Those drums kicking, boom boom, ka, boom boom, ka. I mean, that was just everything to me.
Yeah.
It still, gets me all excited, man.
That's great.
You
See,
know?
that's what I wanted. I wanted.
See,
to
was
know.
that what you wanted, man?
Yeah, I just want to know what really what because I mean let's be honest. I mean we could have went any way. We could have went in any direction.
We've been going every way.
There's something. Well, there's something that happens to us that we decide to go the way we do, or the way we did, and why we let because like I said, you just like you said yourself. You said I got the music bug, and there's no,
Right.
well, you didn't say the bug. I said the bug, but you said I got the music. I knew I wanted to do it forever.
Life, man. I've been in music since carrying my dad's equipment to gigs for him, at a young age. And there's nothing else that I know. I don't have a college education. I've been in music my whole life. I started in radio, and I started managing bands, and I started promoting, and then
Right.
I opened up the club.
Right.
I mean, I've been on every aspect of music that there possibly is. I'm playing and setting up the Rolling Stones. You know what I mean?
You have.
I've done it, and it's the only thing I know. I'm stuck in the music business for the rest of my life. I wish, of course, I could make more money. Of course, who doesn't?
Right.
But it's pretty fucking cool what I do.
It is. It is pretty fucking cool.
And I can't knock it or blame it. And I love what I do, man. I love
Yeah.
my life. I'm very blessed.
Well, because like I said, when we decided to do it, which it's like one of those things that it's kind of like a journey straight into the pit of hell, but I wouldn't change a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, totally.
It's journey right into it's like the ride.
I'm down with the shit, brother.
I feel like music makes you it's like you're making yourself be manic.
Right.
Because there's extreme highs and extreme lows in music.
Absolutely. I agree there.
And you're like you have moments of time, and I feel like that's the ride. You know what I mean? Because you go through these times where you could not feel any better, and then you go through times where you could not feel any fucking worse.
Right.
And people don't know that. Like it's just like fucking.
Well, sometimes you hit a wall. You
hit a wall.
You hit that wall.
You hate what you're doing.
You hate what you're doing, and you got like
you hate what's been given
writer's
to you.
block, and you're just the same old lick is coming out, and all the same shit starts to sound the same. And I've been there, bro.
Yeah.
After Brass Knuckle Intercourse, I went in kind of like a little musical depression for a while.
Yeah.
Because nobody wanted to do anything. And I was all ready, gung ho, let's do this. And no one wanted to do anything. And so I was like, you know what, screw it. And then started jamming with these guys, and now I love music all over again. It's great. And there was a time where I was like,
shit got dark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck this! I'm selling my bass.
No, I would never do that.
You know what I mean?
would never do that. I'll sell my keyboard.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not selling the spec.
I'll sell that keyboard that I never played from the '80s.
Right.
And I have it now, and I don't play it. No, but last night I had an interview with your boy, Mr. Matt Osowski.
Dude, Matt is one of the most talented dudes.
Isn't he?
When it comes to videography and photography, and he's a phenomenal guitar player. He really is. The kid's just always so busy. He's got so much on his plate.
I didn't mean to last night, but I kind of called him out a little.
Oh, yeah?
And I go, everybody knows about the Matt, up and down Matt. Like he's in a good mood sometimes, and he's just like in a worst mood ever. But it's not like mean or nothing like that. But he just like he loves everything and then hates everything. You know what I mean? It's okay. We talked about it last night.
You're a psychiatrist.
Don't be afraid to say anything. I feel bad. I told him. I said, this isn't negative. It just came out, and then he was like, oh shit, yeah, you're right.
But
I love Matt. Like I
do
said,
too.
Matt's a super talented kid, and he's a genius in so many levels. He really
Yes,
is a
yes, he
genius,
is.
and he comes
He's good
up
at
with some-
everything. Everything that he does, he's good at.
and he puts out some great work.
Yeah.
He does. He puts out some great work.
And I think honestly, that's what's important. I mean, how you feel about things sometimes isn't always, what you put out. I think, what you're doing is in like he does, or anyone, puts out something and they're trying to consistently put out something good and do good work that you can be proud of, and he definitely does.
Yeah.
And we're doing a music video right now, him and I.
Oh, cool.
For myself, we're kicking it around. It's taking a little time, but it's weird. But I mean, you could expect that from me, and it happens.
I don't expect you to be weird at all, actually, Max.
Yeah, right.
Not that this interview hasn't been weird at all either.
No, actually, I thought it was pretty flowing.
No, hey, we're doing good, man.
And
we
I
only
thought it
jumped
was-
off the subject a few hundred times. That's all.
Nah, I don't think so. I thought that's what it's about, But yeah, so when are you guys playing again next?
Well, we got the August 15th show at the Paper Mill Island, and then back at the Utica Music and Arts Fest. I'm sure we're going to have a Halloween show and a bunch of other things coming up. I've been kind of slacking because I've been so busy working, I've been kind of slacking on it, and I feel bad that I've been kind of neglecting the band a little bit, But it's not like I'm not out there promoting the band, because I am, I'm
Right,
giving
right.
out my CDs backstage. And
Yeah, but you got to work. Everybody's got to work. Everybody's
Always
got to do
work,
it.
right. I got to pay the bills, I got dogs to feed.
What's really going on with us, and all of us, is we're doing whatever we can to be able to keep playing in our band,
It's true.
and we'll put all this time and money and effort into something that isn't that should be lucrative, but it
never is.
It never is, but we love it,
Yeah.
and that I think is what's important.
If you're going to write music to make money, find another job or go to college.
Right.
Because you're not.
Go be a doctor.
Yeah.
Right?
If you're going to write music, do it because you have it in you, and it's in your soul, and it's in your blood. That's when you do it.
Because you have things.
Because you ain't going to make money off it, I'll tell you right now.
You got to do it.
Unless you got an uncle in the record business or something like that.
Yeah, and he can put you around with his name for a while and say, just put you in the right places. You know what I mean? But hey,
You got to do it because you love it.
And then if you got stuff you want to write and work on, and you feel it, then do it, make it, create it, because I think the world actually, it may not seem that way, but I think the world wants more music. It wants to hear more stuff. It wants to find something new and special, and
Absolutely.
you know what I mean, and maybe it is a failure. Maybe you could do it and fail, is what I'm saying. But at least if you really feel it, and you really want to do it, then why not? You know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on it. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Hey, man, this is fun.
Had a great
I
time.
love this studio. Can we do
You
this
like
again
it?
sometime? This
Yeah.
time I want to do it on the swings, or we could do it around the pool or something like that. We're like, let's enjoy the outdoors a minute.
Sounds like a
This
porno.
is camp up here. Dude, it's going to turn into porno as soon as you hit off.
That's fucked up. All right.
But no, thank you again, Max. This is cool. And you can check us out. We're going to have the website up real soon at streetrockmafia.com. And you can always find me on Twitter at XYTODA.
Yes, and this episode should be up probably
It'll get up when it gets up.
probably Monday, around there, Monday, Tuesday.
Cool.
So I got this will be the fifth one. I put out the second one today, and then probably the third one by the end of the week.
Awesome.
All right, brother.
Good time, man.
Take care. All right, that's the interview today. Excited to have him here. We had a great time. We had a good talk. Lots of caffeine, but lots of laughs, lots of fun. And I didn't mention it earlier in the beginning part of it, but the album that they're putting out the album they put out, Street Rock Mafia, which is Zee's other band. The album is called Music is Life. Check it out. They did a bracelet, a USB bracelet. You can check that out. It's great. I have one. It sounds really excellent. And the project that he's working on with me and me, Pete and Sned. That is called, the working title right now is called Return to Ashes. It's kind of a slightly metal project. Lots of different sounds. I wouldn't say it's metal. It's like rock, metal, lots of different sounds. And we're very, very excited about that. And I think Pete is calling me right now. Should I answer it? Pete, what's up?
What's up, motherfucker?
Dude, I'm recording the podcast right now with Zee, and what? I figured I'd answer it and just keep recording. Fuck it. I was actually.
Well, I'm just calling to say hi, and did you see the picture I sent of you while I was editing the other one?
And that's for this podcast, right? For the Utica OD?
That's for the Utica OD website, yes.
Do you want to plug that real quick, because I'm recording this. And actually, I was just talking about our album coming out. So if you want to quick plug it, I'm recording it. So if you want to say where that's going to be. This is our guitarist. This is our guitarist, Pete Frangel.
I'm not exactly sure. I have to check my sheet to see when that's going to be. It's either going to be the video interview with Max about the podcast will either be next week or the week after. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
But everyone should check it out because it's going to be awesome. You get to see Max, and that's enough. That's just enough reason to watch it.
Where can they find it? Where can that be found?
You can catch it at uticaod.com. Scroll down the page till you get to videos, and it's one of our entertainment videos. It'll also be featured in our magazine called The Scene, which is a weekly entertainment magazine, and it will be the video of the week.
Awesome. That's funny. I literally was just talking about us, and I swear to the listeners out there that this was not planned. It just happened, and I'm kind of glad that it did.
I'm glad I didn't say anything too bad then.
Well,
I just said motherfucker instead of what we usually say to each other.
we say lots of nice things.
Yes, it's all done out of love and caring and mutual admiration and respect for one another.
Yeah.
And everyone has to have a good sense of humor to do it.
Yeah. So I just want to say real quick, just a second, Pete. I just want to say thank you very much for checking out this episode with Anthony Zee Donaldson. We had a great time. Pete dropped in, which is exciting. I'm glad that happened. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Take care.